Good evening, happy Saturday, and welcome to my channel. Um, if you don't know, this is Empathetically Rising. You're probably watching me either on TikTok or on my YouTube. If you're not already, please like, subscribe, or share with someone you think that could benefit from watching my channel. Before I get started, I want to set the intention for this space. If you're coming into my digital space, please come into this space peacefully with the intention on being kind, compassionate, and empathetic towards other people's feelings and listen without judgment. And take from this what resonates with you. So, this is the Friday roundup. But at the end of the week, we've made it through another week of healing. You've made it another week. Um, every day you're away from your toxic situation is a day that you can mark on your calendar as you did it. After a while, you'll stop counting the days. So I am sometimes I'm amazed by my own progress, because I didn't think that this type of healing was possible. I thought that I would grieve for the rest of my days, and it's not possible to grieve for the rest of your days. The only way you grieve the rest of your days is if you are set on not growing. So you have to be intentional with your growth. So, what did Friday look like for me? Or what did the week look like for me? Not Friday. Every week, or every day, I try to engage in some type of moment of silence. Meditation is essential to healing. Why? Because you are sitting with yourself. You're sitting in silence, and you're going to have thoughts pop up. And what you're going to do is you're not going to be attached to them. You're not going to be attached to them. You're going to let them go. And things are going to pop up. Things are going to pop up, and you'll notice them and you'll let them go. Another thing that's been instrumental in my healing is journaling. And my therapist has shared with me, like, start to journal, write it down, read it back to yourself so that you can process those feelings. Because not everybody always has a really, and sometimes when you're sharing with your friends, you feel intensely judged. And you can't be judged on the paper. Also, start to explore a creative outlet for yourself. Like, what sets your soul alight and on fire, and get into that. Another thing I participate in is therapy. I am a veteran of the United States Army, so I'm able to access therapy without any cost to myself. So I am fortunate in that. So I know for a lot of individuals, it's hard to access therapy. Therapy is a buzzword that we throw around a lot. We're not realizing that it is actually a privilege to be able to engage in healthcare services that address our mental health needs. I do know that if you log on to BetterHelp, which at a period of time when I felt dissatisfied with the Veterans Administration, I did sign on with BetterHelp, and they will work with you on your income. But I think it came to like $2.95 for the month. If that's still too pricey, try to access community centers, and just begin to try to look at where are there centers where you can get maybe low cost or sliding scale fee for therapy. Why is therapy good? Because there's different types of therapy. I've done DBT, which is just talk therapy, which I've been listening more. I realize I take up a lot of the microphone time in the therapist's office. While that's cathartic, I don't leave a lot of space for feedback or strategies. So now I find that when I combine the journal with the therapy, I'm able to go in and say, this is what I've written, this is how I was feeling. And I specifically ask my therapist, what are some strategies to navigate these difficult feelings or to navigate this trauma? And I tell them, I set an intention when I come into that space. So I'm very intentional. One thing I am learning through this experience is to be a more intentional person, intentional with my speech, intentional on how I respond. And that's a way of protecting my peace and keeping me secure and safe. So at all times, as best as you can, try to be intentional, or make an intention to be intentional. And you can even do that through meditation. All right, another thing I've incorporated is physical activity. I walk an average about 3 miles a day. And I think I had shared that in an earlier video that that wasn't my intention. So I navigate between two cities often, and I don't, and I find that I'm walking a lot. I walk from the train to the court, from the court back to the train, and I walk a lot. And so I've actually lost about 30 pounds since leaving that toxic environment. Um, which is a good thing because I gained like 50 to 70 pounds, I believe. I'm not quite sure the number, somewhere in that range. It was a lot. And so, and we'll talk about how the body responds to trauma, or how it responds to toxicity. The body is very in tune. The body knows. There's actually a book on how the body retains and remembers trauma. But getting back to the exercise, it didn't start out as something like I want to walk and lose weight. I literally was just walking because, especially being an attorney, I just found that I was all over, and I'm an attorney without a car. So, and so I walk to the courthouse. I walk back from the courthouse. I'm walking all around the courthouse. Sometimes first session is on the first floor. Then I got to go up to the second floor, the second session, because I might have a hearing on the first floor, but then I got to go up to the second floor for second session. So literally the bailiffs are like, Attorney Hunkerin, second session. So I find that I'm moving. And in this,